Hi, this book have made me realize how I was stopping myself from getting what I wanted. It has also given me a mindset to work on those things. Hope it does the same to you. Let's begin. It is not because things are difficult that we don't dare, it is because we don't dare that things are difficult. Seneca. Celebrities and movie makers crank out movie after movie about ordinary people who are impossibly awesome, funny, and adventurous. Log on to Facebook, and it seems as if everyone but you is spending all of his time having fun. Facebook is nothing but heavily packaged Kodak moments that bear no relation to how people really live. But even though you know all of these things are fake, there is still a part of you that wonders why your life isn't more satisfying. The gap between the life you secretly wish you could lead and the life you're leading seems to be growing every day. Everything you need to get whatever you want is there for the taking. There is a step-by-step instruction book for any subject written by a fully credentialed expert. There are millions of blogs to walk you through a conceivable lifestyle change. There is free technology available to help you launch a business, sell your stuff, or publish your ideas. If you feel bored or stuck, it isn't because of the economy or lack of resources. The real reason you feel stuck is you. You are in your own way. If you don't feel like it, you don't do it. If you think you can't, you won't. If you can avoid confrontation or challenge, you do. If you can figure out a way to do nothing, you will. Your feelings are in charge of your head and they are running you into the ground. It is you who are robbing yourself of power and happiness. If you could get out of your own way, you could have everything you want. You could be healthy, you could be more successful, you could be happier, you could be powerful. You could shrink that gap between the life you want and the life you lead until it doesn't exist at all. 5 reasons why you are not getting what you want. 1. You hit the snooze button. Snooze button kills your productivity for at least 4 hours. The snooze button creates a mental state, a state in your brain that is called sleep inertia. It is so bad that it actually has a name. Here is what it is. When we go to bed, we sleep in cycles like 90 minutes to 120 minutes all night long. And right before you wake up, your sleep cycles stop. Your body goes into a wake-up mode. Your brain is trying to slowly wake up so it can start the day. When your alarm goes off, your brain is in the wake-up mode. However, if the alarm goes off and you hit the snooze button, you just made the brain go back into the sleep cycle. Even if you wake up after 15 minutes, your brain is still locked into the sleep cycle. This is where the sleep inertia comes in. That is when you say, "Oh my God, I did not get a good night's sleep last night." You feel like the mental hangover. That is sleep inertia. Here is the deal. Your brain, the Kodak region of your brain, which is responsible for decision making, attention, alertness, self-control, is still in the sleep cycle. Now it takes almost 4 hours to actually snap out of that sleep cycle. 2. You take anti-actions. Instead of eating fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, whole grains, and seeds, you eat what you feel like eating right now. Instead of working on what is needed, you just watch cat videos, movies, surf the web, watch TV, and waste time on social media. Instead of meditating and practicing yoga, you just hit the snooze button and don't wake up at all. To grow, you have to do the stuff that feels hard right now, not later. 3. Your brain is constantly producing propaganda to project a false sense of your personal limits. Have you ever noticed how people under extreme stress could far surpass their normal physical limits, and in other cases they feel tired? It is a trick launched by a small area in the front of your brain called the anterior cingulate cortex to scare you into stopping. 4. Status quo bias. Psychologists have studied different forms of this bias and given them variety of names: endowment effect, loss aversion, pseudo-certainty bias, but basically they boil down to the face that people hate to lose things. It's like the classic bird in one hand worth 2 in the bush, but it goes even further. Once you have that bird in your hand, you will firmly believe that your bird is better than any bird around. Trail periods and rebates exploit this fact to lock in better sales. 5. Routines. You are addicted to your routines. Perhaps the biggest reason you are so stuck is simply because you are used to it. You instinctively value familiarity over the risk of change, and unsurprisingly, you become dissatisfied. 5-step method to get what you want. Step 1. Face it, you are not fine. We deny how we feel because in our society, you are not supposed to be unhappy. People like to hear about your problems only to the degree that it makes them feel better. There are some who like to hear about your problems because it allows them to offer advice. But as soon as they realize that their advice is either stubbornly resisted or not being followed, they usually find subtle ways to let you know. Then there are some who listen to your problems either because they are charitable or because it allows them to cherish not having the same ones. Either way, it's a sad fact that no one really likes to hear about people who are depressed or down, especially once they start to sense that it's a long-term thing. People love gossip, but they don't like depression. That creates a social pressure to put on a happy face and talk about all the things that are going well in your life. Step 2. Admit what you want. Admitting what you really want is the way you harness your desire and develop momentum. To admit what you really want can be embarrassing. It may sound impossible, or you don't know what you want. You just know you're not happy with what you have. Admitting also forces your attention. If you are sitting here thinking, I don't know what I want, then one of the two things is true about you. 1. You actually do know what you want. You have just done a darn good job of convincing yourself it's not possible. Every time you creep near what you want, you quickly retreat and start saying to yourself, what if? 2. You truly don't know. If you know what you want, but you didn't really feel comfortable with it, then you have no choice. Admit it. If you absolutely have no clue what you want, just pick anything that you are curious about or that pops into your mind and then explore it. Step 3. Go public with what you want. Communication is one of the most productive forms of action you can take. When you share your ideas or ask for someone's help, you are learning subtle new skills about yourself and others every time. At the same time, you are advancing your own personal agenda and taking concrete steps towards your goal. There are 3 simple reasons why you cannot skip this over. 1. You cannot get anything done in life without the help of other people. 2. Other people accelerate your pace and broaden your ideas. 3. Your relationship with people is one of the most important aspects of your life. Step 4. Zoom out and create a map. Think of a program like Google Maps. You input where you are, where you want to be, and suddenly you not only have a map but much larger perspective on where your journey fits into the world. You can zoom in to examine important details or zoom out for the big picture. Anytime you get lost on your trip, you can just glance down at the map and see how to keep moving in the right direction. Do not fill this out in a logical order. A map does not say, turn here, then after 5 miles, turn right on this specific road. Those are logical linear directions. What if you miss a turn? What if there is a construction on the road you were told to take is blocked off? Come at your desire from all directions. There are a lot of ways to get what you want. See if you can think of as many ways as possible to break in. Create at least 4 different routes. Adapt an attitude that you are going to give yourself your own PhD in the subject by learning as much as you can. Spend several weeks becoming an expert on what you desire. Step 5. Act with the help of activation energy. To get what you want, you need to form an instant connection between what you want to do and actually doing it. The speed of that connection is critical to your success. There is a term in psychology called activation energy. It is the amount of force required to take that first step. Think of all actions like launching a rocket. The 5 seconds is your countdown. If that rocket does not leave the pad within 5 seconds, it's not going anywhere. Taking action that fast will feel like the wrong thing to do, but that is just your resistance talking. If you want to watch more book summary videos, a book every week, please let me know by subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much.